Okay. So just come to a comfortable seat for you. We're just going to start the yin practice with gentle breathing technique. So just come to cross the legs, or if you want to sit up onto something, just to allow your pelvis to relax down a bit more, support yourself. And like I say, just make sure you've got a couple of props nearby for tonight. And if you want to play your music at home, you can choose something nice and gentle to listen to if you want. Okay, so we'll just begin to close the eyes down and sit nice and tall through the spine. And just start to connect to the breath and see what's going on for you today. And notice if you can drop the shoulders away from your ears a bit further. And just try and slow down now. Relax in the face. And just notice the gentle rise and fall of your breath. And just if it's moving a bit too quickly, see if you can slow down now, send the breath further down towards your pelvis. And during the practice tonight, we'll be moving quite a bit into the hip area, and we'll be using a wall. So just gently now, let's begin to open our eyes. And we'll just move across to a wall, if you have one nearby. Just making your way over. Have a couple of things beside you in case we need them for support. So I encourage you to have a blanket or two, a bolster if you've got one, or a couple of pillows if not. So you might need them for the legs later on. And to just spend the next few minutes just working your way over. All right, so just when you get to the wall, just come across onto the left hip or the right hip, whichever way you want to come up, and just make your way up by swinging the legs around. Support yourself as you bring the legs and hips into the center. So just spend another minute or so just getting yourself settled, and then when you're there, try and get as close to the wall as you can, and then send the legs straight up. So you want to have the heels Just relax onto the wall, and then you can just allow your arms to come straight out to the side, wherever feels nice and relaxed with the shoulders. And we're just going to start in Viparita Karani. If it doesn't feel good for you at all, if you have any lower back issues, then you can roll up a blanket. Just roll it in half and place it underneath your sacrum. So just settling into the shape, feeling everything draining down towards your pelvis. If you need to bend the knee slightly, then please do so. Just feel everything moving down, releasing, coming down towards center. And you can have the eyes closed here if you wish, so you can really tune in to what's going on. Feel what's happening to your legs. Notice the sensations occurring. Maybe moving from cold to warm a bit in the legs. And then just breathing now deeper towards your pelvis. And exhaling out. And again, inhaling nice and deep. And exhale out. And one more time. And then slowly start to draw the heels down. And just take the heels flat onto your wall. And the knees wide. And then just hold it for a moment. Just releasing the feet a bit. And then we're going to move from here into a butterfly shape. So where we take the knees out wide and the soles of the feet together. So from here, everyone will be different. So it may feel quite comfortable to you to have the heels and the feet right together, but some people might have the feet slightly apart. Just depends on your structure. And again, it will be different for everyone in the hips. So this is why we have a couple of things nearby. So if you feel that it's quite painful through anywhere through the hip or the legs are quite tight, then maybe you wish to support with a bolster, so you can stand one up on its side. This is why they're really good. You can just have this to support you here. Okay, and you can just relax the leg then, so you could have one either side, or you could just use a big pillow either side. Okay, so that you're not tensing, and then as you soften, maybe the heels will come down. So it just depends. So set yourself up ready with a couple of things. Even the yoga bricks can work further down the leg, closer to your hips. If you feel that you've got more flexibility and the knees naturally stay out, then maybe you still need something here just to relax the thighs onto to begin with. So start soft and just work into it slowly with the breath. Try not to go to your fullest expression straight away. So just settle into the shape. Again, just have the hands and the arms totally relaxed. If you need any extra padding under the shoulder area, if you have anything going on there that it feels quite tight, you can always roll up a blanket underneath there as well, just to support anything there. And then if it feels okay, then just pressing those feet together slightly. And again, close the eyes, and maybe naturally your heels will start to release and come further down, and the knees might begin to come out further. Again, just work slowly. It can feel quite strong with this one as we open up into the hips. And take your mind inwards and just notice what's going on for you. Maybe you're feeling it into the inner groin or the hips. See if you can breathe around these areas and let go a bit further. Again, pay attention to relaxing the belly. Keep working with a passive breath. Again, breathing now a bit deeper. And now we've held the time. Take a couple of deep breaths here and release. And then just move slowly, supporting your legs if you need. So maybe take them back up the wall, or you can bring the knees together for a moment and just perhaps hug them into center. Just move slowly between the movements. And we'll come over onto one side and just take a pause here in the fetal position. Good, and then we'll just press our palm into the mat and make our way on up. Again, you can choose to keep the socks on in if you like, if you feel a bit cooler, or take them off. And now we're going to move into deer shape. So you may need a couple of props here, it depends. So what we're going to do is bring the right knee out at a right angle. So it's going to come out just as far as you can. You may need to pick it up and bring it forward or have it slightly back. Just see where it gets and see if you can drop the back knee at the same, at a right angle like this. So the back hip's going to be off the floor. And again, it just depends on your structure. So don't worry if you can't twist around to this side fully. Just see where you can get to. If you feel you've reached your edge, then that's fine. Just work there. Just making sure the front knee's not twisted, and maybe you'll need some support underneath the front leg if it's really lifted up. So again, take whatever you've got and try to twist around with your ribs this way. So not twisting out in a weird direction with the lower back. So just moving slowly. And then if you are there, you might begin to feel the stretch over the back hip. And again, support under the knees if you need. You could support under the back knee, any amount. And then when you get around to here, you'll see if that feels okay for you. And we'll just spend a couple of minutes breathing at the top. So you can just have your hands down, or you could even have them onto a couple of blocks if you feel that the earth is too far. So it just depends where you're at into the shape. So just settle in here. So again, if the back knee isn't coming down for whatever reason, just take something underneath as well. So you always want to be looking to, pad out these areas. And once you can hear, you'll see if maybe you want to go a bit further. So you might move a bit further into feeling the stretch. So then you might feel it into the right hip. So you might move the hands down and feel something going on. And then maybe even you'll come onto the forearms. And then you might feel more of some release into this hip. Again, you can take something in front of you if you prefer to just rest on something like this, bolster or pillow. This can be an option here. So take what you need and slowly maybe coming onto the forearms with time. And then maybe you'll be coming down with the head to support. This will feel quite strong around the front hip, so go easy. Again, we do want to feel something happening because it's not restorative yoga, it is yin. So we do want to feel that we are getting into the connective tissue, the fascia, and we want to stretch out for at least generally 3 minutes or more. 3 minutes is the golden time. Sometimes we hold them longer, depending if we're working each side. So this is a great one for the hips if you've been stuck maybe a lot lately in life, or not just physically, mentally maybe. It's good to release around the hips. So we hold a lot of tension around the pelvis. So we store a lot of maybe frustration or anger as well sometimes. And this is a similar sensation to what you feel when we come into pigeon pose. And just relax the head wherever you're at and take the gaze to your tip of your nose, maybe with the eyes closed. And again, just centering the breath. Notice how it's feeling now, and if it has intensified, then just be aware of what it feels like, and if it's too strong for you, or if it's any kind of tingling. If it's on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being painful, then you don't want to be up at a 9 or 10 really. So just notice anything sharp or anything that doesn't feel quite right for you, then just come out of the shape if it's too strong. And you can just sit back around into a child's posture, something neutral. And just keep softening with the breath. You may notice if your front foot is maybe at an angle to the knee, then maybe you may be able to walk it up a bit further now so it's in line with the knee. So just see what's going on for you today. All right, so start to take a deep breath now, deep down towards that front hip. And release. And again. And slowly start to come up in your own time. And just move carefully again, as always in between, because we've worked that hip quite a lot to the front. So we just want to come around to the front carefully. Take the feet quite wide as the mat, and just take your hands behind and just stay here in this position for a moment. Just hang here, allow everything to settle. See how the hips feel. If you want to take a little movement, if you feel you need, side to side, you can. All right, so now we're going to move to the other side. So all you need to do for this one is move your props over to the other way. And obviously I'm going to have my back to you now, so I might just switch around the other way, but you would bring this opposite knee down. So the left leg's going to be out at the angle at the front, in line with the knee. And you could be entirely different on this side. So again, remembering what you need. You can use as many things as you like around you. So have everything nearby. And make sure this back knee's in line with the hip. And again, just move slowly, twisting around towards the front. And then take a couple of breaths up high again, just to settle in. If you need to stay higher like this throughout, that's fine. And just start to just release slowly. Maybe you'll come down again, see how it feels. pad out the knees. Relax the head once you're there. And again, just start to feel things changing and opening up. Try not to collapse into this left side as well. Notice if you're leaning more onto this hip, this front hip. So we don't want to kind of collapse into the spine, so make sure you're still central. And again, like I say, just lift higher if you need to allow this to happen. And again, just take your gaze to your nose with your eyes closed. And you may wish to just take yourself into a little meditation. Try to just switch off some of your mind, try to just focus somewhere that feels good for you, perhaps a happy place, somewhere you've visited before, somewhere you see yourself relaxing, taking in the views. Absorbing those feel good sensations. Notice where you're feeling it the most, sensation. And see if you could take your mind's eye there now. And just breathe. And just now breathing a bit deeper down towards your pelvis. Exhale out the mouth. Again, another couple of breaths here. Nice and deep. Moving slowly. And then just support your leg as you bring it around to the front of wherever you are on your mat. And we'll just take them out in front again. And if you wish, you can just windscreen wipe side to side with the knees. Just take a couple of movements that feel good. Nothing too strong. Release here. Okay. So the next position we're going to come into is going to be on our front. And again, just you've already got the bolster here if you've got one, or a pillow or a blanket or two. So we're going to be using the wall again. And we're going to come around and bring our legs onto the wall. So onto your belly. And just bring your feet up. So the knees in line and the feet, just tops of the feet onto the wall, resting like this. And then positioning your arms straight out. Your hands straight out in front of the elbows. So we're coming into a supported Sphinx posture. So just like we would come into Sphinx, trying to lift a little bit up into the spine, front of the spine, opening the chest. Again, just head relaxed on top. Try not to sink too much into the shoulders. Try to lengthen up. So you're going to feel the lower back working a bit here. And just balance those feet on the wall. So just some nice support. So you want to be quite close to the wall with the knees. Again, if you feel this too strong in the shoulders, then you can of course place something underneath you. Perhaps you'll be more onto the bolster like this, so maybe underneath the chest somewhere. You could then give your shoulders a little relax this way. But if you want to feel something happening into the upper body as well, then take the one with hands on the floor. And just allow the pelvis to settle down. Just allow the bottom to release. Trying to keep the chin in line. And close the eyes. This is where it might help to, again, take your focus to the tip of your nose. Again, you might feel some sensations here into the lower back. So you will feel that. It's a great strengthener, but go easy. Notice if it's too strong or doesn't feel quite right. Again, breathing nice and even between the in breath and the out breath. See if you can create some space across your shoulder blades. Nice long neck. Those of you that want to come up into a full feel now, you can come right up onto the arms by taking them wide, or just stay in your Sphinx if you prefer that. This one's quite strong and strengthening into the shoulders, so you can take the arms wide and up onto the fingertips, just hold like this for the last minute, or you can be onto the palms. So you can choose this one. I'm going to stick with the Sphinx today. I've already worked my shoulders, I don't need to go into that one. So breathing nice and deep if you're there. All right, and then from there, just start to release down, and you can just take your head to one side, release the arms out. Just release the head down to one side, relax the whole of the arm. And you can maybe start to move the feet side to side, just across the back wall. Give your hips a little movement and then switch up, lift your head up and take it to the other side. Relax fully. Move the feet if they feel a little bit stuck. Okay, so from here, you can stay where you are. I'm going to show you actually like this. So we're going to take broken wing posture. So we're going to take the left arm out to the side and then release your head down is the first move. And again, you might want to have something underneath here, it depends. And what we're going to do is work up slowly. So we're going to bring the right knee up and see how this feels, and just take the right hand out in front. So the left hand is out to the side in line with the shoulder, and you're looking towards the right. So this could feel quite strong already here with the knee up. Breathe into it a couple of times. Then the next stage would be to come more onto your left shoulder. So you would bring the leg around and you'd bring the foot over the knee to the back, and you'd be opening up that hip slightly, and you could use this right hand to support you on the ground or just out with the forearm down. I'm going to show you from the side now. So you want to set yourself up ready for this one. It's going to feel quite strong into the shoulder. So again, the right knee's up to begin with. This can feel just nice here. You're stretching this left shoulder here. Again, maybe coming up to the next one, you might have the foot in front to begin with, like this, and see if you can open that hip. Furthest one is with the foot over to the back. So this leg is straight, this one to the back. Then the arm can just press down onto the forearm. If that won't work, of course, then you can have a blanket under the forearm, or maybe the arm is out to the side. Could be out in front of you for a further stretch, or you can bring the arm all the way around the time and maybe take a further little bind here. So again, just checking to see. You can always start with one and try and work up to the other one. It's going to be different for everyone. So this last variation is going to bring more movement into the hip as well. You want to still keep pushing the back foot down. We're also going to fit more into the shoulder. So if you've been very tense or hanging over a desk or computer with the shoulders forward, this is going to be a great one for opening out. Trying to keep breath steady. And then slowly now, breathing deeper wherever you are. Breathe really deep towards your pelvis a couple of times, releasing out. And then just move slowly where you got to. And just come around onto your belly. And just release the hands again. Just find a little movement for the hips if you feel you need it, side to side. Maybe a couple of times. Okay, so moving to the other side. Prepare yourself with your props again. And we'll move to the other side. So you'll be taking the right arm out. See if you can take the arm out in line with the shoulders to begin with. And again, just take the left knee up. Any amount. Okay, settle here and see how this feels for a couple of breaths. And then if you want to, you can maybe move up by bringing the foot towards the shin, support with your left hand into the ground, maybe taking the leg fully over. So you're straight away going to feel that into the right shoulder. Broken wing posture, so you're trying to get into this right arm. Breathing deep. Support yourself with the left hand. Release the forearm down, or you can go for a third stretch. Hand stretched out straight ahead of you, or you can take a little bind. Again, it will come around the back and just hang here. And breathe nice and deep there. And gently from there again, take a deep inhale. Exhale, release a couple of times. And then rolling slowly back onto your front. And again, take the arms out for a moment, find some release, take the head one way, release the shoulders down. Good. And then we'll just press our hands into the mat and make our way on up. We're going to come into dragonfly now, or half dragonfly. I have to grab my bolster slipped away. So you again have a couple of things nearby as always. Blankets or bolster. So we're going to draw the right heel in towards our groin as far as you can get it there. And take the left leg out straight at an angle. Okay, so we're just taking half dragonfly. Already you might feel some tension in the groin. So you might wish to pad out under the thigh or wherever you feel you want to just rest off. So maybe you want to bend the knee a bit to see as you settle into the shape. Again, having something here to lean on can be great. You can even have a couple of bricks. Depending on your back, you want to make sure the sit bones are still down. So you might want to just have a couple of bricks to lean on. Bring your spine forward, but nice and straight. Okay, so maybe stay higher to begin with and see what you need. You can even build a shelf with as many things you can do. So this can be quite nice just to come forward really gradually. So you want to start to feel that leg stretching out. So just take your time getting there. Just breathe. Relax the shoulders wherever you're at. So we're not thinking of getting our heads to the floor or anything. We're just slowly beginning to open the back body. So again, just maybe closing the eyes, taking the focus somewhere else. Gently relax the face. Allow everything to surrender. You may naturally, as you're there, just feel slowly on the out breath. Maybe the spine will begin to come forward a bit more. See if there's anything else you can really just let go of now. With the breath. And then slowly breathe a bit deeper down towards your pelvis. Exhale out. Again, really breathe deep and exhale out the mouth. And slowly start to release up. Just move slowly here because sometimes you can feel a bit dizzy when you raise up. And then we're just going to move straight to the other side. So we draw the left heel in now towards the groin. Notice if your knee is really high up, then you want to definitely pad out that area as well. Okay, so there's no problem if it's up, just make sure you use something here to support. Again, bolsters can be great for this. And again, just take the leg out as far as you can and start to just come forward any amount onto something you need, a little ledge here for support, whatever you've got. Just notice how different the other side feels when you come back to the other side. And just start to slowly breathe a bit deeper now towards your pelvis. And again, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And one more time. And slowly start to move up. And again, we'll just bring the legs out in front, give them a nice little movement if we feel we need it, or we may be okay just to stay in neutral with the feet just down. And then now we're going to come down onto our spines. So have your little cozy things beside you and we'll get ready for relaxation. So you may wish to cover yourself because in Yin we get quite cool quickly throughout the practice. So you may wish to come onto your backs and make yourself nice and cozy. Maybe take a bolster underneath the thighs. That can feel quite nice as well, especially as we've worked into the hips quite a bit. So support yourself fully. If you've got an eye pillow, that's even better. But just relax your face. Relax the shoulders down. Take a couple of breaths in and out when you get there. Just to release. Relax the belly now. It's nice and relaxation to listen to some gentle music if you like to, just to switch off, or you can just have it quiet. Making sure you're feeling really warm and supported so you can enjoy your Shavasana fully. Relax the whole body down now. Make sure your shoulders are released. You're not bringing them up to the ears. Relax the whole of your face, around the eyes, around your cheekbones, around your jaw. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw, so just allow it to hang now without any clenching. Relax the tongue. Relax the whole of your neck. Relaxing the whole of the spine, all the way through each curve of the spine, from back and side, all the way down towards your pelvis. And relax the whole of your legs, all the way down to your feet. And now slowly begin to bring some awareness back through your body and mind. Feeling the connection between the two. Gently begin to move the fingers and the toes. And bring some gentle movement through the hips. Maybe draw the knees up towards your chest to give yourself a big hug into center. And just maybe take a full body stretch if you feel you need it. Big yawn out, whatever you need. And then when you're ready, you can just roll over onto your preferred side. Push your way on up to seated. Just come to a comfortable seat for you and sit up nice and tall. And I'll just close the practice. So if you wish to, just draw the hands to heart center. Just taking a breath in and thanking each and every one of you for your energy tonight. And may you move forward with love, peace and laughter from my heart to yours. Namaste.